On a cool Saturday morning in Johannesburg, Tito Mboweni, 24, the son of former South African Reserve Bank Governor Tito Mboweni, found himself unexpectedly pulled into a confrontation that would highlight a deep-rooted issue in South African society. What should have been a simple trip to Sandton City for breakfast with a friend became an encounter with xenophobic police practices. It began when Tito, riding in a taxi, found the vehicle pulled over by police officers at a routine roadblock. One officer asked the driver for his license. Tito, seated in the back, wasn't particularly concerned. However, the officer, after checking the driver's documents, walked to the side of the vehicle and peered inside. As Tito later recounted, the officer seemed to be doing a head count before his eyes stopped on him. "You! Come out," the officer ordered, pointing at Tito. Confused, Tito asked why he needed to step out. The officer didn't provide an answer, simply repeating the demand. Feeling uneasy but compliant, Tito got out of the vehicle, asking again, "Did I do something wrong?" The officer simply said, "I'm going to search you." Tito was subjected to a body search, and after what he described as a thorough check, the officer asked, "Can I see your passport?" Surprised by the request, Tito responded, "I don't have it because I just came from home." The officer, unsatisfied with the answer, asked, "Where is home?" "Sandton," Tito replied, referring to the affluent area of Johannesburg where he lived. "No, home," the officer shot back, clearly implying that Tito's South African identity was in question. Tito repeated his answer, but the officer wasn't convinced. "You're a foreigner here, and as you don't have a passport, we're going to deport you." "You're under arrest," the officer said flatly. Stunned by the sudden escalation, Tito quickly phoned his friend, the one he had been on his way to meet, and asked him to go to his house and retrieve his passport. Shortly afterward, his friend arrived, accompanied by Tito's younger brother and their mother. It was at this point that Tito's mother, a well-known figure in her own right, stepped into the situation, furious about the treatment her son had received. "How can you profile somebody based on how dark their skin is?" she demanded, her voice filled with anger. The officers who had gathered at the scene, apart from the one responsible for Tito's arrest, tried to soothe her, explaining that they didn't know he was South African. The family asked for the arresting officer's name and badge number, but he remained unfazed, refusing to provide any information. "I don't need to explain myself," he retorted coldly. News of the incident spread quickly, in part because Tito's father, Tito Mboweni, took to Twitter to express his outrage. "I am now gatful with the xenophobic police," Mboweni wrote, using the Afrikaans term for fed up to emphasize his frustration. He pledged to call the Minister of Police and the Police Commissioner to lodge a formal complaint. Tito Mboweni is not a figure to be taken lightly. As the former governor of the South African Reserve Bank and the chairman of AngloGold Ashanti, one of the largest mining companies in the world, his voice carries significant weight in both political and business circles. His public outrage was quickly noticed, and many South Africans began discussing the troubling frequency of xenophobic incidents involving law enforcement. Xenophobia in South Africa has been a persistent issue, often flaring into violence. In 2008, the country witnessed deadly riots targeting foreign nationals, particularly those from other African nations. The issue resurfaced in 2015 and 2019, with waves of attacks against foreign-owned businesses and immigrants. These events have drawn widespread condemnation from human rights organizations, but the underlying tensions remain unresolved. Many South Africans, facing high unemployment and poverty, often direct their frustrations at foreign nationals, whom they perceive as taking jobs or using resources. However, the incident involving Tito Mboweni highlights an equally disturbing aspect: the use of skin color as a proxy for foreign status. While South Africa is a diverse country, with people of many ethnic backgrounds, the perception that darker-skinned individuals are more likely to be from other African countries has taken hold among some segments of the population, including law enforcement. When asked about the incident later, Tito reflected on how unsettling the experience was. "I was born here. I've lived my whole life here. To be told that you don't belong in your own country just because of how you look, it's a strange feeling." The police department has yet to issue an official statement. Attempts by journalists to obtain comments from the officers involved were unsuccessful, with calls to the Sandton police station going unanswered. The only response came from an anonymous source within the department, who indicated that the officer in question might face an internal investigation. However, whether this leads to any substantial action remains to be seen. The debate surrounding xenophobia in South Africa continues to evolve. While incidents like the one Tito experienced are not as high profile as violent outbreaks, they are reflective of a systemic issue. It is not just about the actions of a few officers, but about an ingrained mindset that equates certain physical traits with foreignness. Tito's ordeal, thanks to his father's prominent position, is unlikely to be forgotten soon. But for many others who face similar treatment, the story may never make the headlines. As the Mboweni family pursues answers, they hope that their efforts might shine a light on the broader issue, encouraging reforms in the way police handle such situations and addressing the prejudices that still linger within society. For Tito, the experience has been eye-opening. "I've always known xenophobia is a problem here, but it's different when you experience it firsthand," he said. "I just hope something changes." Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates.